Of all the privileges I've had in my life, a great privilege is happening tonight. This is a historic event.
You are now entering another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of critical thinking. A journey to a wondrous land with boundaries that of clarification. Your next stop, the Sanity Zone.
I'm a bad man!
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
So, you're a philosopher?
Yes. 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 I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
In about 4 seconds, a teacher will begin to speak.
I think very deeply.
Overweight doubles in the house. The house. The overweight doubles in the house. The house. The overweight doubles in the house. Doubles in the house. The overweight doubles in the house.
All right. You're listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, aka The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. Before I get into the politics, I usually do a couple of non-political stories and then I jump into politics, but I want to start my show off this week shouting out my granddaughter, right? She was a headliner at the St. Patrick's Day bloodbath. That was put on by Ammo, right? So she's a fighter. She's 7 years old. She's ranked second in the world. My granddaughter is like a beast, a beautiful beast, right? So what I want to do is I want to start the video. I'm gonna play the video of her fight. It was a cage match. It was a submission or draw match, right? So either they got the other person to submit or it would be a draw. So it came out a draw, but I want you to check it out. Shout out to my granddaughter, Spidey Girl Bella. You can see her YouTube channel, youtube.com/Spidey Girl Bella, and you'll find her there. She's also on Instagram by the same name. So check her out, but check out this video right now. If I could get it to play. All right, let's do this. It's pictures of her facing off with her opponent.
Renegade. Renegade. Renegade.
That's my granddaughter who just ran into the ring. So, for people on the radio, if you want to actually see this video and be part of what's going on right here, it's actually on our Facebook page. Go to New Haven Independence Facebook page and you'll see us there streaming live video. You can also find us on Twitter at WNHHLP or on Periscope by the same handle at WNHHLP. That's my granddaughter who just slammed on the girl. Go Bella.
Renegade.
Spidey girl, her Spidey outfit. She dominated the whole fight. Little girl was tough though. Oh, she has an Americana right there. Right here, when she had an Americana, you see the little girl tap out. She tapped out. But the ref didn't see that because he was on the wrong side. When there's an arm lock like that, the ref's supposed to actually be checking the opposite hand in order to see the person tap out. Listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. Alright, anybody watching, or when you guys judge the match that we're looking at, tell me who won. This Spidey girl win. Obviously, Spidey Girl's in the Spidey suit. My grandmother. It's a 6-minute submission or draw cage match. It's incredible, right? 7-year-olds in there. I think the other girl is 7 or 8. I think 8 years. But the 6 minutes is up, so let's call it a draw. Even though I thought I saw the other girl tap out, of course, it's coming from the grandpa who's a little bias here. But anybody listening on the radio, if you want to see, it's a 6-minute video clip. It's actually just a 6-minute match. So go on there. You see Spidey Girl Bella. Go on there. Tell me who you think won. Of course, I think Spidey Girl won. Well, Spidey Girl dominated. I don't think there's any question about that. But Spidey Girl dominated. So, all right. Now that we got that out the way, I'm going to take a quick music break and I'll be right back. You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, aka The Brave. I'll be back with the headlines. I'll be right back.
My phone popping all day, dog. Just can't get a break. Got shit on, my calculations off. And I can't be a minute late. Couple dollars made, couple minutes make some more. Couple dollars made, couple hours make some money. Listen up, youngin'. I got no time for your mood swings. I got my mind on a few things. I give me some money, I give me some power, I give me some hurt, and I'm cool beans. Who got you so hot is that we so cool and we get to do all the cool things. You is losing, computers computing, and my shit, they cost me a few G's. I threw me some bread on my light bill, cause that shit affect how I view things. No bumps in the road, you just come and you go, don't directly affect how I do things. I stick to the script, get my money palin'. I leverage my art and that set us apart. I keep Kevin my heart, but no funny styling. Keep weight on my scale, but I want it balanced. Hold up, I just know to win. It's been a rocky road, and when the hot get cold, I got the lock in load again. You either rollin' or get rolled over. You either here or you over there, but you see it clear like it's in slow motion. Pulling out the biggest that I own, like here, you get the big promotion. My phone popping all day, dog. Just can't get a break. Got shit on, my calculations off, and I can't be a minute late. Couple dollars made, couple minutes make some more. Couple dollars made, couple hours make some more. My phone popping all day, dog. Just can't get a break. Got shit on, my calculations off, and I can't be a minute late. Couple dollars made, couple minutes make some more. Couple dollars made, couple hours make some more.
Alright, you're listening to Breaking News. Let's jump into the headlines. Alright. See, first one is Trump. This is The Hill. The headline is from thehill.com. Probably one of the best news sites right now as far as playing it down the middle. You'll find at thehill.com, you'll find stories on both sides, right? So you'll have liberals hitting conservatives, conservatives hitting liberals, couple of moderates thrown in there. Pretty good site. Pretty good site. All right, let's get into it. Trump Jr. defends Chelsea Clinton after confrontation at vigil for New Zealand attacks. So, let me make this readable here. So, Donald Trump Jr. defended... come on, stop that. Sorry about this, people. My page keeps jumping. Donald Trump Jr. defended Chelsea Clinton on Saturday after she was confronted at a vigil honoring the victims of the New Zealand mosque attacks and accused of spreading hatred. It's sickening. It's sickening to see people blame Chelsea Clinton. We should all be condemning anti-Semitism and all forms of hate. Chelsea should be praised for speaking up. Anyone who doesn't understand this is part of the problem. And it's true. Look, let me tell you. The people who were actually protesting Chelsea Clinton and everything, it's from the left. She's getting, shots from the far left. And it's like Joe Biden said, Joe Biden was speaking this week and he said, people are questioning whether he could handle the new left. And it's true. There's a new left. It's not your mother's Democrat Party right now. John Kennedy could not be elected under the political conditions now for the Democrat Party. Right? So, and you hear them say, oh, Beto looks like Kennedy. Beto looks, Beto's so charismatic. That's about it. Because Kennedy's policies were moderate. Right? So, Kennedy would never be able to get elected right now. But that's the left. And Nancy Pelosi has basically given a license to those wackos, the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the Ilhan Omar, the representative, I forgot the other one, but the squad. It's like what they like to call them, Tlaib, Representative Tlaib, right? So Nancy Pelosi has basically given the keys over to these young crazies of the Democrat Party, right? And then those crazies have supporters who are anti-Semitic, who hate everything, hate everyone, who thinks the United States owes them something. I got somebody here checking in. How you doing, Carlos? So basically the party has been handed over to this young generation of America haters. They don't love America. They hate their country. They've been taught to hate their country. And Chelsea Clinton is a victim of that. Even though Chelsea Clinton, go on, she's part of that generation too. Chelsea, even though the Clintons are, I love the Bill Clinton when he was in office, right? And he was pro-America too. Actually, the Clintons are moderate compared to any of these wackos who are in government these days. So Chelsea was a victim of hate coming from the left. The hate coming from the left, right? And the big problem right now, and I was looking, and I got a couple of stories dealing with the New Zealand shooter, and how they're trying to connect the New Zealand shooter to Trump right now, right? And it's insane. I'll get to it later, but it's part of this game. And let me tell you, when the shooting happened last week, I had Democrats run to me and say, we're going to try to make these connections. We're going to try to connect the dots to Trump. You see. And the person was right. They're trying to make these connections. Trying to make it look like any type of speech that Trump has given, any him saying invaders. Oh my God, that's the same language. Look, we're going to play this game. We're going to have to play this game across the board. Right? So Obama saying police acted stupidly. Was that license to kill cops? Because that's what happened. So if we're going to play this game, we got to go across the board, right? If they bring a knife, you bring a gun. That was said by Obama. If they bring a knife, you bring a gun. That was said by Obama. We could go down the list of things said by the other side. We could go, not just Obama. The left has said so many horrible, horrendous things. The left uses targets all the time, right? So, but when Sarah Palin used it, they said, oh, Sarah was putting people in crosshairs, putting district in crosshairs. And it's insane because the left does it all the time, but nobody cares. Right? What was it that incited that guy to shoot the Republican Representative Scalise at the soccer field, at the baseball field? And he was gunning for a whole bunch of, all of the congressional Republicans. Was it hate speech on the left? Was it something somebody on the left said? See, we could do this all day. You know, we have right now, I think in Nigeria, we have Christians being slaughtered. Is it because the left is constantly bashing Christians? Can we connect what's going on in Nigeria in other African countries where we have Christians being killed? In the Middle East, all over the place, Christians get killed. Can we connect that to actual Democrats who really don't like Christians? Or feel that it's okay to use Christians as a punching bag while leaving everybody out, no matter what they do? But you could bash Christians? That's the thing. They try to connect Trump to anything horrible that happens. But, like I said, I have stories coming up that have to deal with that. And hopefully I'll get to it. This way I could knock down all of these crazy theories, or not theories because they're not conspiracy theories, because a lot of the people who are doing it actually know. What they're doing is they're using propaganda. They're hoping to get into your head. They're hoping that you're stupid. They're hoping that you're naive enough to say something that Trump said here, the guy took and ran with over there. But let me play some more music. And I'll be right back. You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
20s, 50s, 100s, 100.
Yeah. So chop it up, wet work. Money still coming through the network. Prime time, gotta watch me. Put money on your head like DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS. Put money on your head like DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS. Put money on your head like DBS.
Got the phone call, everything's a go. She begging me to stay, but I need to go. On the other side, brothers got it cracking. Little dice game, but a lot of trapping. Made a quick stop at the corner store. My homie got a Dutch, but I needed more. Smell it in the air when I'm with it. I'm like Bobby Flay in the kitchen. Still don't nothing move but the money. Get to work, wrap it up like a mummy. Ship it out of town like I'm FedEx. I go hard for the money, give me credit.
Paper route got the Brits baking that. I need it up front, no disrespect. $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. Look around there, one of y'all trying to shop. Chop it up, wet work. Money still coming through the network. Prime time, gotta watch me. Put money on your head like DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS. Put money on your head like DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DBS.
I do my thing, man.
DiBiase, put money on your head like DiBiase.
Got a Jewish lawyer on retainer, so any sudden move, I'ma bang you. Headed out of town and I got it with me. It's cop and go, baby, gotta do this quickly. See me in the bar celebrating, my whole team around delegating. Running round base like I'm Major League. I got a great pitch with enormous speed. Setting up shop in the city. 100 grand on the table looking pretty. Money counting sounding like a phone call. A bad boy puffing loud, call me Diddy.
Paper route got the Briz bacon neck. I need it up front, no disrespect. $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. Look around there, one of y'all trying to stop me. Chop it up, wet work. Money still coming through the network. Time, gotta watch me. Put money on your head like DiBiase.
I do my thing, man.
DiBiase.
I do my thing, man.
DiBiase.
I do my thing, man.
All right, you're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, aka The Brave. All right, let's jump into the other story here. All right, this is the New York Times. Right, New York Times. Yep, New York Times. In Christchurch, signs point to a gunman steeped in internet trolling. Right. This is about the New Zealand guy, right? A camera mounted onto his head. The gunman live streamed part of his savage attack on two mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand. On Friday, began his video by casually making reference to a current internet meme. He appeared to be steeped in the culture of the extreme right internet, and in the terrible minutes of video that followed, he proved to be a nonchalant, unrepentant killer. Right? As of Friday night, the gunman had not been identified by the authorities, but just before the attack began, a man who said he was a 28-year-old from Australia published a link on a right-wing forum to a 74-page manifesto, and another link on the same forum to a personal Facebook with the video that would soon document the slaughter. Based on the video, the manifesto, and social media posts, a picture has begun to emerge of a man primarily driven by white nationalism and the desire to drive cultural, political, and racial wedges between people across the globe that he hoped would stoke discord and eventually more violence between races. Now, in his manifesto, he poked at everybody, right? And then you hear, I like how they did, primarily driven by white nationalism, when he described himself as an eco-fascist. Keep that in mind, because he's a climate change nut. That's not something you see on the right. You know, he may be a white nationalist, but he's not policy-wise on the right. He's not with Donald Trump. He's not with the Republicans. He is an eco-fascist, right, who saw these immigrants, because, you know, these eco-fascists see population levels as part of the problem in our climate change, and how a higher increase in the population here, population there, actually affects the environment, right? That's why so much of them love abortion, right? But so this guy, this nut, may have been racist. That has nothing to do with the Republican Party, has nothing to do with Trump, no matter what the media tries to pin on people, right? So, but I like how, and this is the thing, what's important is how they write everything, because they write it with the intention of what the guy is thinking. What is the media trying to do these days? What is the New York Times trying to do these days, who are constantly calling Trump a racist, right? What they're trying to do is they are trying to drive a wedge. They're trying to cause divisions among races. Right? So, but I want to go down in the article, let's see if I can find this, because it's important to read some of the stuff that this guy, because look, I looked for the manifesto today. Maybe I didn't do a good job, but it's been erased almost everywhere. And the sad part about that, I know some people say, well, it's good that they got rid of the manifesto, you know, because this guy, you shouldn't give him any fame or anything like that. But the only way it's good is if you have a fair media. If you have somebody calling balls and strikes who is unbiased, who doesn't favor a certain side, right? Because if you're counting on the New York Times, Washington Post, the mainstream media, who's 90% left, who's 90% with the Democrats, who about 90% of them actually donate to the Democrat Party, to the campaigns, right? So I prefer to have the manifesto out there, because this way it's like what I like to do. I like to go page by page, and I like to read transcript only because the media is so biased. The media always sells you propaganda and not the truth. They sell you the message of the day of the Democrat Party, right? The media actually goes with the Democrat talking points every day. And, you know, that isn't good. That isn't healthy for America. But what they do is they basically ran with this guy's message. And let me read this part here. One of the goals of his bloodshed, he wrote, was to agitate the political enemies of my people into action, to cause them to overextend their own hand and experience the eventual and inevitable backlash as a result. He said he wanted to incite violence, retaliation, and further divide. So this guy went. I even call into question his motivation, right? Because his motivation, he has two motives here, right? And you have to decide which one is the stronger one for him. Was his hate racism the number one motive? Or was his main goal to incite violence, retaliation, and further divide? And then what is the job of the media in this? Are they supposed to run with portions of his message in order to actually help him succeed in his goal? Because that's what the media is doing by saying he supported Donald Trump. I've heard this all weekend. I heard it when I walked through I'm the first one through the door. When other people walk through the door today. What is the role of the media in this? They should be calling balls and strikes here. They should not have their bias in the game. But they can't help themselves. They're saying that this guy supported Trump when he did not support Trump. Okay, let's keep going. I want to find more parts of this guy's manifesto here, right? The gunman seems to have a significant interest in history, at least the parts that fit into a white nationalist narrative, which is interesting, right? Because I read some of the manifesto, didn't read all of it. And this guy's a nut. Whether you're going to choose to pick one of this is what I mean about the media. They want to run with white nationalists, when he's also an eco-fascist, an eco-Nazi. Right? Okay. The manifesto, steeped in anti-Muslim sentiment, refers to non-whites as invaders who threaten to replace white people. The author says he used guns instead of other weapons because he wanted the United States to tear itself apart, arguing over gun laws. Now, isn't this interesting? That this guy had the insight to know that our political leaders, if you want to call them that, are like piranhas. And when they smell blood in the water, they see guns being used. He knew that these guys would go for the low-hanging fruit because they crawl on their bellies. That's all they could reach. They go for the low-hanging fruit every time. Not just the politicians, but the media, the disgusting media. And this is exactly what they did, right? What did the media do? Right? They start blaming guns. They start blaming Trump, trying to connect Trump to this guy when this guy is not a Trump supporter. He's not a Trump supporter, right? But what do you expect from the media these days? His choice of language and the specific memes he referred to suggest a deep connection to the far-right online community. Now, I know they don't think being an eco-fascist is far-right. And this is what I've been saying all along, right? You have the guy in Charlottesville. The guy from Charlottesville, the organizer from Charlottesville, was also the organizer from Occupy Wall Street. He also happens to be a socialist. And he's also a racist. Right? So, since they've been selling you the narrative of racism, trying to connect Trump and racism, what they did is they sold you that part of it about Charlottesville. But if you sell the other 75% of the story, right? If you sell that he's a socialist, if you sell that he's Occupy Wall Street, right? Then you start going, wait a minute. 66.66%. That's what I should have said, not 75%. But if you sell the other portions of the story, you realize that this guy is much more far left than he could ever be far right or even right. Because racism has nothing to do with the right. The Ku Klux Klan was born in the left, was birthed by the Democrat Party. Jim Crow birthed by the Democrat Party. Right? So, let's keep going. But, you should go and read all of this, but not just read. Not just read. You have to go beyond the words that are written by some of these reporters. They are biased. They're biased, right? So obviously we got this guy who wants the United States to basically lose its mind over gun control. That's why he used guns. He would have used something else, but he wanted the United States to lose its mind over gun control. Right? Now let me go to another story here. About the same thing, right? You have the Daily News. Racist suspect in New Zealand mosque massacre praised President Trump as a symbol of renewed white identity. Praised him. There's no way the guy praised him. I read that portion of the manifesto. Right? But let's see if we can find it in this story, right? Okay, here it goes. Look, here it goes. This is quoted directly from the manifesto. The hateful manifesto also lists Trump as a source of partial kinship. He didn't. Listen to this. Because he asked himself, and they didn't get this portion, he asked himself, do I support Donald Trump? And he goes, as a symbol of renewed white identity and common purpose? Sure. So what he's saying is, as a symbol of a white person? Because he's white? Because his color is white? Sure. But here goes the truth of how he feels about Trump. He says, sure. Then the suspect writes, as a policymaker and leader, Dear God, no. Okay. They say he praised Trump by saying, sure, because he's white. But they forget to tell you that he's completely against Trump's policies. And he doesn't see Trump as a leader. He says, dear God, no. Why does the media do this? I'm surprised the Daily News actually has this portion of it. Most of the papers that I read today, they left out where he says, as a policymaker and leader, dear God, no. You understand what the media is doing? They're actually helping this guy. So this, oh my God. They're helping this guy sell his message to the world, especially to the United States, so that he can sow this accord amongst all of us. Their intention, the media's intention, forget this guy and his manifesto, forget this criminal, this murderer. But the media has been trying to cause a race war since Trump got nominated. And they're using this guy, this murderer, as one of their tools. And if you are not diligent enough to actually go beyond what they're writing, you'll fall in their trap. These people are trying to take America away from you. And when I say that, I mean you, the Americans. Not color or anything like that. I'm talking about us Americans. The media has been lying to us. They're trying to destroy us. They're trying to get a bunch of Nazis walking in the same direction to our destruction. All right. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Yo, it's the G-O-D, B-O-D, yeah, rock your body. Illegal business controls America. A business controls America. I never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man. Industry rule number 4080. Record companies are shady. Yeah, I know y'all been waiting. Y'all been patient. Let's go. I be the MC version of Huey P, the all-seeing through my 2020 brown Bruce Lee's, Malcolm X / Muhammad Ali, karate chop the writer's block with the Hasi Selassie karate. Your photo shoots with the same old stare. You're sitting there in the wicker chair, holding the heat. You're in the spare with my coalition comrades in the rear. Pat downs, peasy, if we here with their fists, cause of what I say. These just wanna blast me away, but I'll be back with no delay, like Jesus Christ on Easter Sunday. In the ring, they wanna murder God body. Sacrifice the life of the Christ on Good Friday. Resurrect and return the wreck. Snap a nigga neck for some live effects. Approach the podium, give a mic check, adjust the specs, bless the chest with a bulletproof vest before I catch wreck. Spitting and spazzing yo in the side of assassins and rapping before biggest bullets be blasting yo at my black ass. And here to free the hood from the mental enslavement. This ain't gangster rap, this is a form of entertainment. Controversial, can see no sense. Coming through the speaker like the brick through the living room window of a civil rights leader. Prolific, gifted, leaving spirits lifted like Dr. King's last words before we got his cap twisted. I'm told I'm a nigga with an attitude, cause I choose to spell America like Ice Cube, yo, white America. I got some real bad news, me and my crew's about to open up some all black schools. I ain't Jacob, but wake up baby, I drop jewels on young tykes to keep their business tight like kites core jewels. Apologize, I highly refuse when it's cool. Yo, when I choose to use the word in referring to my black brothers.
All right, you're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. All right, let's go on to the next headline here. This is the New York Post. Jewish voters are furious at Dems' defense of Ilhan Omar. Why? You know, the Dems could promote hate and nobody cares. They promote hate and they still would point fingers at Trump, right? So, but let's read some of this. Jewish voters furious at Democrats' defense of Representative Ilhan Omar say they're done with the party that has held their support for generations. We felt we had a home there, said Mark Schwartz, the Democratic deputy mayor of Solidly Blue, Teaneck, New Jersey. Teaneck? Anyway. And now we feel like we have to check our passports. Jordan Manna of Manhattan, who calls himself a gay Jewish Israeli American, laments, the party I thought cared about me seems to disregard me when it comes to my Jewish identity. Mark Dunick, a consultant of Livingston, New Jersey, who ran for Congress as a Democrat in 2014, says, I'm physically afraid for myself and for my family, adding, I see my own party contributing to the rise of anti-Semitism in the United States. Omar, a freshman congresswoman from Minnesota, sparked the firestorm in February for using anti-Jewish tropes, saying that support for Israel was all about the Benjamins and accusing Jewish American legislators of dual loyalty. Many, including some fellow Democrats, deemed her comments anti-Semitic, but the party's lefty activists pushed back. No one seeks this level of reprimand when members make statements about Latino X, and other communities, complained Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in a March 5th tweet. Omar issued only a partial apology. In response, the House passed a resolution condemning all hateful expressions of intolerance, with kitchen sink language that named nearly a dozen different groups. I guess because to the Democrats, Jewish lives don't matter. Right? I feel confident that Omar's words were not based on any anti-Semitic attitude, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said. Many Jewish Dems in the city aren't buying it. There's many Americans, Jewish, non-Jewish Israel supporters, who aren't buying it. And the Democrat Party is letting this hate into their party. I've been saying this for weeks now. If you look at what's going on, and I'm glad that I'm glad that Ilhan Omar let herself be known, who is actually not wearing a mask like most of the times people do. She's actually wearing her hate on her sleeve. Right? Oh my God, I gotta go. Anyway, so it's good that she's wearing it on her sleeve because we could all see it. And now for all those people who obviously the Democrats have abandoned the American people a long time ago. This liberal progressiveness is taking us way far left. And the moderate Democrats are left without a home. Right? I'm one of those moderate Democrats who actually votes Republican now. I'm still a registered Democrat. I'm a moderate Democrat who now votes Republican. And I can't foresee me going back to the Democrat Party. They're full of hate. The way they run their party, they want to keep people as victims because they know if they don't have that group of victims, they probably wouldn't win elections. It's time to walk away from that Democrat Party. And hashtag walk away. Just go on Facebook, look up hashtag walk away on YouTube, anywhere. Look up hashtag walk away because you have thousands, I don't know, maybe millions of Democrats walking away. And it's time. If you're tired of the Democrat Party, it's time to hashtag walk away. I feel like most Democrats are good, decent people, have no choice. You see all of these lies that they try to stick on other people. Look at this. I showed you it today where they said this guy praised Trump when he didn't. He said, am I a Trump supporter? He said, no. God, no. The only thing he was proud of is that Trump's white. But then the Democrat Party better be careful because Joe Biden is white. Beto O'Rourke is white. Bernie Sanders is white. You're looking to have white men lead your party. Dangerous, hateful white men, right? It's time to wake up and walk away from that party. They're disgusting. All right, people. You've been listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. Like I said, I got to get out of here. But it's always fun. Hopefully, I'll be here Friday.
So, you're a philosopher?
Yes. 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 I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
In about 4 seconds, a teacher will begin to speak.
I think very deeply.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!